Testing. How is this? Does that sound good for everybody? Not too loud, not too soft? If my voice does get too soft at any time, just wave at me so that I can speak at the just right level. Too loud, wave at me as well. Let's get that off the screen. So this is a little bit hard. It's really challenging to do public speaking, even though I do it for a living. I'm kind of terrified every time I do it. And I was speaking with Ilana when we were preparing for this. Part of what's so hard about public speaking is that it brings up feelings of rejection. And what we want the most as humans is to belong. We're wired for belonging. Our nervous systems crave it. We are social creatures, and we would not have survived throughout millennia without being able to take care of each other and to connect socially. So that feeling of rejection can activate primal fear. So thank you for going soft on me. I'm going to do my best today to lead us into a journey of softness so that we can feel that safety connection that we all crave, that craving for belonging that we all need. One of the practices, and many of you know this one well, that I like to start presentations with is called straw breath. And I teach it as much for the participants who are with me as for myself. It helps bring online our parasympathetic or our soothing nervous system. And it's a really simple practice. I do it automatically, consistently throughout my day. It's like a little shock absorber for my nervous system. So this is how we do it. We take a nice deep inhale. See if you can inhale into your lower abdomen and then breathe out as if through a straw. So it's just like what it sounds like, straw breath. Breathe in, breathe out. And check in to what that's like for you, if you're noticing any softening in your throat, your heart, your belly. I'm hoping today, too, that any or all of the practices that are offered are things that you can take into your life to stay a little bit soft in the context that we're living in right now. So straw breath is a great one to take on the go. I want to start also by acknowledging the root systems, the causes and conditions that brought us all here together today at this time and place. I have, as I was saying to many of you, have many emotional support humans here for me today. I do have an emotional support dog, or at least he's trained to be one, but he's not here today because he wouldn't have done a very good job. But it really helped to see the dogs on screen at the beginning, so thank you. I want to thank my teachers, my family, my friends, those who are here, those who are not. The thread I'm pulling for this talk centers around some questions that I am not promising we're going to find the answers to today. What if we could be, and I'm going to be taking these on and off because I'm 53 and you know how it is. What if we could be soft on ourselves instead of being hard on ourselves? I'm still working on this one. What if you could feel soft and at ease in your heart when all around you is hard? What if? What if love and compassion are the enduring tools for collective resiliency? We've had plenty of people throughout millennia making this point, yet we're still having a really hard time living this one. Okay, how's the volume here? When I was invited to give this talk for Creative Mornings, thank you very much, Alex Hanna, one of my oldest friends in Santa Fe, my first friend in Santa Fe, who introduced me to my husband. When I was invited to give this talk for Creative Mornings, the theme soft spoke to me immediately. I have a sign on the door of my office given to me by a friend that I look at every day that says, "Stay soft." A reminder to not let the challenges of being human harden us. And a reminder that in the work that I do as a therapist, I will not be able to be of service if I become burnt out and hardened. I had to think about how this translates to my own creative process and how I wanted to share about it today. So for starters, I'd love for us to experience what being soft feels like in practice. So before I tell you a little bit about myself, my story, and my work, I'd love to share a practice. We have these nice cushions and soft chairs, so we can feel a little bit of softness together. Folks are on the floor. I lost a little sleep around this last night because it might feel a little hard to sit on the floor for 30 minutes. So I really want to invite you, if at any time, like your lumbar spine is feeling a little achy, just lie down. We have plenty of space. So if you're feeling like this is unsustainable and your joints are crying out, just take it down a notch and lie on the floor. Yuki's having library laugh. So yeah, if you need to feel softness in your body and sitting on the floor like this is uncomfortable, please, everyone, adjust your posture as needed. All right, folks, I'm going to offer some guidance on posture so that you can minimize the distractions in your body. When we're uncomfortable, it's really hard to focus. Roll up your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. Draw your shoulder blades together and just shake it out a little bit. You're welcome to keep your eyes open or closed. Some of us feel better with eyes open, some with eyes closed. If you feel comfortable with your eyes closed, I invite you to close them now. And if you'd rather keep your eyes open, the invitation to find a spot on the floor so that your eyelids can be heavy and it can minimize the distraction of your eyes wandering around the room, which can be very stimulating. So just finding a spot on the floor or allowing the eyes to close, or a choice to open them, close them as needed so that your nervous system can feel safe and soft. Soften your jaw. Soften your shoulders, let them drop just an inch more. What would it be like to soften your throat? Imagine the sponge of your heart softening even just a little bit around the edges. Soften your belly. No need for a six-pack here today. In a world that is asking us to be hard, this is a radical call to stay soft. I'll offer for your consideration a few ideas to ponder while you practice softening. Breathe in, and on the out-breath, get heavier and softer. Let your weight drift in to the earth. There are so many reasons, personal and collective, to armor up, to protect ourselves. And when we do this, we may unintentionally cause ourselves harm, unconsciously clenching the jaw, shrugging the shoulders up towards the ears. We spend our time bracing, practicing worry, practicing anxiety, and yet when was the last time you can remember intentionally, on purpose, practicing being soft. This does not come naturally to us. It's low on the priority of what motivates us as humans. But today, we are starting with the opportunity to feel into this for the short period of time we have together. In order to be resilient, it actually doesn't require any special skills or techniques. The ordinary magic of resiliency is composed of just two things: social connection and self-regulation. And that's what Creative Mornings is giving us the opportunity to do today. To experience what it means to regulate ourselves in plain language, what it means to manage our mood, our behavior, appropriate to context. And thank you, Creative Mornings, for giving us a context of safety, of beauty, and of peace. Just for this moment, we got this. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to connect in community. We've lost so much of this in our isolated spaces. So thank you. It's rare to find spaces where we can feel safe and give our nervous systems the experience of safety and connection, where our defenses can be down. This offering is to cultivate this kind of space, this kind of undefended softness. Let's move from softening to grounding. And a gentle reminder that all of this is optional. So if you want to just relax, this time is for you. You can just relax, listen to the sound of my voice in the background, take it in. You do not have to follow along. Remember that. If you'd like to follow along, let's move from softening to grounding. Feel the connection of your body to the earth rising up to support you. If you need to make any adjustments to feel more connected, please do so. We'll enhance this connection to the earth with a journey through the 4 elements. I'd like to invite you now to imagine a soothing place in the natural world, real or imagined, that offers you comfort. If it feels better to keep your eyes open and tune into the images on the screen, that's an option too. We'll first connect with the earth element. Maybe you can picture the foliage, the ground, the trees, the rocks that might be in this peaceful place, its shapes and colors. Connect to the solidity of the earth that supports you here and now. See it clearly. Is it day or night? What season is it? What is the temperature of the air? Notice the air here and now as you breathe in and out. Remember, your breath is connected to the air all around you. What is the quality of light right here, right now, or in this place that you've traveled to in your imagination? During the day, we can access the fire element through the sun's warmth. If you're picturing yourself at night, maybe you are by a cozy campfire. And in this moment, you can connect to the fire element anywhere your body where you might feel warmth, the belly, the heart. And finally, consider the water element. Is it present in this peaceful place in your imagination? We can remember that our bodies are mostly water. Maybe you can sense the water element in all that is fluid and flowing through your body. Or picture a body of water, remembering the planet is mostly water just like us. Feel into these 4 elements that are a part of you. Feel your connection to the earth once more, right here, right now. You are earth, air, fire, water, and connected to it all around you. You belong. Inhale and grow up towards the heavens, the air, the light. Exhale, you can bow your chin down towards your chest. Open your eyes. Let your eyes wander around the room to reorient to your space. Remind your nervous system where you are. You're in CCA with your friends. All is well. So how you doing? Doing okay? Okay. I'm doing better now too. For the moment. We're going to do a little journey through the past, the present, and the future. It always helps to start with grounding because I need it myself, and especially today. I decided today, and I am going to take a lot of straw breaths probably to keep going through this, to tell some parts of my origin story. My husband Charles loves it when I say origin story. To tell some parts of my story that, for the most part, I've kept private, because I've decided to tell it because wanting to cultivate collective well-being is a journey that is both personal and professional. I will also you'll see me touching my chest, my belly a lot because this helps me regulate. And so this is another offering like straw breath. When you go out there in the world, just do a little of this, do a little of this when you need it. And thank you for bearing with me as I do a little of this and a little of this. I also decided to tell my story because of the last 2 Creative Morning talks that I attended. When artist Hillary Lorenz, I think, gave her Nomad talk in August, she shared how her childhood living in one place shaped her desire to live a life of travel. And when Robert Washington Vaughns, is he here? Oh. I got to see him last night. Sorry he couldn't make it today. You'll hear more about him a little bit later in the talk. When Robert Washington Vaughns spoke about his father's struggle with chronic mental illness, it gave me the courage to share about my father's similar struggles. Well, I'm going to wait for the next slide. I'm going to do a straw breath. When Hillary named she couldn't imagine living in one place all her life, I couldn't help but compare how my childhood experience made me want that, to live in one place my entire life. We moved 22 times before I turned 19. Growing up, all I ever wanted was to live in one place, put roots down, and build community and belonging. I remember wishing on stars that our family could just live in one place, that I could have a room of my own. And that is not only what I've gotten to do here in Santa Fe for 26 years, but it is also the driving force behind what I do for a living. Thanks to an interdependent life with my husband, Charles, I told him I'd give him a shout out. I have gotten to live under one roof for 22 years and see the same sunrise every morning. Thank you. When Robert shared about his journey, it felt so comforting to know another person who grew up with the mystery of not really knowing what was wrong with a parent who couldn't show up the way we expected them to. I haven't spoken publicly about my father's bipolar disorder, partly because it's not entirely my story to tell, and I'm protective for other family members' sake. But I'm telling it today because how can I be an advocate for destigmatizing mental illness when I can't share my own story? So, telling it today because it's important. So, a big part of my dad's story is while he wasn't great at providing for us, we moved so many times because of this. I'm always telling people, no, we weren't in the military. And it's a longer story than I have time here to tell. But while he was not great at providing for us, he was great at loving us. He was great at it. That's me at 7. Before my dad had his first episode, and I'm not going to go into the story, but life changed drastically after that. He loved me unconditionally and clearly. And while he was unreliable in many ways, that I could rely on. As a therapist, I work with many people who were well provided for, but not well loved. And that comes with a cost as well. What I've learned along the way is that we need both. During my time working with families at the Sky Center, a few of my colleagues are here, I learned that the best form of parenting that we are still working on, not an avatar of this, the best form of parenting is equal parts firm and warm, strong and soft. The strong back that can support our soft heart. I lost my father suddenly 20 years ago to a stroke. I was pregnant with my first child, and it woke me up to the truth of universal suffering. Many of us grow up thinking we are alone in our struggles and sorrows, and then when we realize that everyone is suffering, it can provide us with the opportunity to go softer on each other. Once I woke up to this, it was absolutely clear to me that if we are all suffering, then why not make it my life's work to be of service in the face of it? There I was, almost a brand new mama, just lost my dad, thinking about how I might go about doing that. And I realized, just like my dad, that I'm pretty good too at the soft skill of loving people. I wondered how I could love people for a living, and I know that sounds a little weird. On my first day of internship, Jan Stanley is here, one of my supervisors from when I was in grad school, and I love you, Jan. Jan, another supervisor, came up to me and said, why are you here? Why do you want to be a therapist? And I remember I said it. I said, I want to love people for a living. And I was like, that was really weird. Sorry. But they were okay with that. So, that's what I've been trying to do for a while now. And that's what I set out to do. To figure out ways to love people for a living. We know that phrase, right? Walking softly and carrying a big stick. So I'm shifting that today, walking softly, carrying each other. It's been 20 years since I started on a journey that began with that awakening to the reality of universal suffering. I thought about nursing, teaching, and then therapy. More credit to Charles. I'm giving you like lots of shout outs. Who said I was already a therapist by nature. And in hindsight, like most of life, it all makes sense. My therapist asked me at one point how I thought I was so resilient. I didn't have an answer for her, and so it sparked an investigation into what resiliency even is. When I was in grad school, I found the work of Ann Maston, who coined the term ordinary magic, social connection and self-regulation. And to me, those are the soft skills that are core components of love and core components of what it means to be a therapist. So we're gonna try. It's hard to, oh, I can take this off the thing. Oh no, but I have an exercise with hands, so I can't. My laugh is like a liability, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna try an exercise to illustrate this point. And remember, you don't have to do it. You can just watch, try it on for size another time. Make a fist, tight fist. And yeah, I want you to be hard, a little hard on yourself with this fist. So this is like when we're in the struggle, it feels like this. So really tight, really, really tight. Take your other hand. Do not open this hand, no matter what you do, and try to pry this hand open with the other hand. Really go for it, but with your hand that's clenched, don't open it. And then feel what this is like in your heart, your throat, your belly, what it's like to try to pry this hand open with the other hand. Okay, you can stop. Straw breath. We're gonna do it again, but we're gonna try something different. So make a fist. Take your other hand now and simply place it under that fist. What's happening? What do you feel in your throat, heart, and belly with this strategy? Yeah, we can let that go. We cannot heal with strategies of fighting and forcing. In order to be our most productive selves and solve problems collaboratively, to be allies rather than adversaries, to build rather than tear down, we need to find ways to bring our soft, soothed nervous system online. The part of us that feels safe, connected, and able to function optimally. And we need water. So here are some things you can take with you, I hope. More dog cuddling pictures, because we always need more dog cuddling pictures. And a cat. We sleep in a bed with 2 cats and 2 dogs, so I know that one well. So yeah, in order to feel safe, connected, and soothed, universally, all of us mammals need physical warmth, gentle, soft vocalization, and a kind, soothing touch. And we can't always receive this from others, so the invitation, that's part of this strategy, kind, soothing touch. A colleague of mine, Deborah Salazar Shapiro, taught me this one. Place a hand on the heart, the other hand on top of that hand. Imagine this hand is like a little baby, and you can pat that little baby and say, there, there. There, there. So when you need it, try this on for size. And being the right temperature is really important too. So just getting cozy and soft. And there is something about firelight too that's very soothing for us humans. Okay. Okay, now I think I can take it off, actually. Maybe?
Sorry for the noise.
Thanks, everybody.
There we go.
Okay. So now we get to the part of how this turned into my business. And shout out Nicole Rasmussen, who's here, who helped me with my vision and my mission and my brand and all that awesome stuff that she is so talented at. Thank you. I'm not going to read this, but this is our vision and our mission. And I do need my glasses. So I started on this journey in 2012, working in suicide prevention, moved on to private practice, which has now grown into a small business. We strive to embed these soft strategies into our practices and policies, while at the same time having clear and firm structures and boundaries, because that's love and softness too. Brene Brown, most of us love her. One of the favorite sayings, Tamlin and Farah, we were talking about Scott Sanders earlier. He introduced me to this one. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. So this is Hello Wellness today. Lost my train of thought, but it's right here in front of me. Our workplace norms are the ordinary magic of resiliency, where social connection and self-regulation are prioritized over productivity, knowing that we will be more productive and better therapists when we feel safe and connected. How can anyone do their job well when they are always worried about messing up and being rigidly evaluated? Softness in this context means cultivating a workplace that sees mistakes as opportunities for repair and growth, rather than evidence of failure or incompetence. In order to heal and to create safe spaces to heal, we must embody that sense of safety and connection. And here are some of the ways we are collectively working towards that goal. We have a clinical therapy team. Tamlin's here, sorry to put you on the spot. Nobody else could be here today, so we got Tylia Palmer, Milton Sanchez, Ani Barola, Lauren Roberts, me, and Tamlin. Over the years, at 50, during the pandemic, I turned to Charles. Are you getting sick of his name yet? And I said, I think I really want to become a yoga teacher. I've always wanted to do that, so I did that. He was like, you should do that. So I did that, and now I teach at Yoga Source. Bailey, thank you for being here. Other Yoga Source people, I don't know if you're here. I can't see anything. I teach mindfulness classes online through the Collective Care Club, and a lot of my Collective Care Club people are here today. I also have a giveaway. I have a postcard. If you want to join for free, you can do so. So come get a postcard before you leave. The Collective Care Club has mindfulness meditation sits every day, and we share. It's not just me, it's a collective of collaborators who donate their time to facilitate mindfulness sits. And it's one way we embody this way of social connection and self-regulation and try to share it widely. I started offering retreats because they're really fun and they give me an opportunity to travel. It's not all about service. There's a little win-win here. I do want to do what I love and the money will follow. I promise, Charles. We started with one little thread and keep pulling it in various different ways that we can build community, build social connection, and a sense of belonging through all our different offerings. And these are all my people. So many beautiful collaborators, colleagues, and friends. Many of you are here today. Folks who couldn't be here, I sent them this picture and I said, it's kind of like, where's Waldo? Find yourself. Nicole, I tried to get your picture in time. I'm just so grateful. This was the dream. This was the dream of building community and belonging. And actually, it was my father who at one point said to us, just stay in one place and do one thing. The do one thing I'm kind of doing. The staying in one place wasn't even a question. I can't believe I'm doing okay on time. So, Robert Washington Bonds, who inspired me to come out. So the Dandelion Giving Circle is one of our programs, and it's something that's really easy to do because we just name an organization that we want to support, that Hello Wellness wants to support, that embodies this mission of supporting collective well-being. And we put up a QR code at events and just ask people to donate to them directly. And we're doing that today. There's a little QR code over there. Robert spoke at the last talk, and if you want to learn more about what he does, you can watch his talk, or check out the QR code and visit his website. The other thing that we do with the Dandelion Giving Circle, my collaborator, Cynthia Jones, who's in Vegas today and couldn't be here. This is an early prototype, but it was a little too fragile. We needed our softness to be stronger. We donate 5% of all the sales of this necklace to different causes that we support, and usually we'll have a pop-up event with other vendors who donate their time and a share of their profits to different targeted organizations. And so far, we've of course supported the Sky Center of the New Mexico Suicide Intervention Project, Esperanza Shelter, today's Robert Vaughn's, Washington. In the spring, we'll have an Earth Day celebration for the Climate Change Leadership Institute. Future, and we'll end with the future after I take a sip of water. I love the dandelion, and for many reasons, but this idea that we all remember, right, blowing, maybe not all of us, but when I was little, I would blow on dandelions to make a wish. So maybe that's something you can do out there in the world, blow on some dandelions. And I love the thought of those seeds rippling out into the world. Imagine a world full of people at peace with themselves. A world full of people at peace with themselves is a world full of peace. The world needs our softness as our strength. So I invite you again, we'll close with a practice. You can just take it in, hear the sound of my voice in the background, or you can close your eyes. Take a breath in, feel that air fill your body. Exhale, get softer and heavier. Like my father, I've always been a dreamer. Visualization is a powerful tool for making dreams come true. While I'm honestly, believe it or not, super woo-woo, in spite of what you would imagine, I do believe there is power in imagination to bring our dreams to life. We are going to try this on for size together. Imagine yourself on a magic carpet. And this doesn't have to be a Persian rug. It could be a white, fluffy sheepskin. It's your very own magic carpet. Imagine this carpet keeping you safe and connected. And maybe on this journey, your magic carpet doesn't rise up above the earth, and that's okay. But imagine if you feel safe. It's a very safe magic carpet. Very soft, very safe. And it starts to rise up through the room that we're in. And you're able to rise up through the ceiling of CCA and float above it. Rising up and up and up. We're looking down on Santa Fe. You rise up even further, looking down, see the outline, the United States we know so well from those NASA photos. Dots of light as we look down on the earth, rising up and up through the atmosphere into outer space, up into the cosmos. And you're very safe on this soft magic carpet. And the magic carpet starts to swoop around the sun, gently and softly. First once, twice, 3, then 4, then 5 times. And then you come back to the same spot, up above the earth, and the magic carpet starts to settle, moving down, down, down through the atmosphere. But as you land, you're in a different place, a different space and time. And the invitation to see yourself, see what you're witnessing, and you're greeted. You're greeted by yourself 5 years from now. You tell your future self your difficulties in this moment, your worries, your fears. They offer you a caring smile, and maybe a gentle touch or an embrace. They grab you by the shoulders, and they have something to tell you. Take a moment and see what it is that you hear. They give you a hug, and they let you know it's time to go back. So you get back on your magic carpet, rise on up, swoop backwards in time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back down gently through the atmosphere, through the roof of CCA, back into your body here and now. Gently open your eyes, reorient to space, let your nervous system know you're here. Feel your feet, press your hands into your body. That can help remind you you're here. And today, unlike other creative mornings, we're going to end with an icebreaker, only if you feel comfortable. You can turn to your neighbors and let them know what your future self had to say, if anything. So be my guest.